Hey guys, this is Nate, your redneck from Georgia. I've been doing toy hunting for the last week or so. Definitely been enjoying that. I've been watching YouTube for many years now, especially for toy reviews for Transformers and other figures and whatnot. And I've always got a lot of good information out of reviews. So I wanted to kind of do a review of this one, which is the Playmates Voltron, Defender of the Universe. As a kid growing up, I used to watch Voltron, Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Thundercats, everything that each kid used to watch. But I never was able to get the Voltron figure because either A, you couldn't find the right limb, or you just couldn't get all the parts to put together. And of course, back then they were made of metal, which were even better in my book. Now granted, you take a Voltron or you take a Transformer that's made out of metal and you throw it at a kid, they're going to get hurt, so that's kind of why they went plastic route for a lot of things for kids. Now this set is intended to be both a collector set as well as a toy set for kids to play with. So if you're looking for a masterpiece toy, this is not it. If you're looking for a Matty collector kind of level He-Man toy, this is not it. This is bare bones, some of the best things you can get for the prices that they are. So do not pay more than $17.99 for each of the limbs, being, of course, the green, the yellow, the blue, and the red. Of course, the black, of course, is always the most expensive one. So I got mine for $24.99 at Target. So just a reminder, if you go to Target, get the red card and use it, you get 5 to 10% back every time you go shopping. So of course, this ends up being cheaper down the road. So, alright, let's get on and get started. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the arms, which are the green and the red ones. Okay, we'll talk about their accessories first. So let's look at the accessories for the green line. So the green line, of course, has the Voltron shield. Okay. So it's a gray plastic painted with black and gold across of it. And all it has is a little peg, which then of course plugs into the back side on the hole of the green line, because the green line makes the right arm. So it is a little bendable, so you'll want to be careful, but it is a little harder too at the same time, so you'll definitely want to take sure. I wish this was like 3 times the size though. I mean, if this is supposed to be the Voltron shield, it should be a lot bigger in my book, but that's just me. Alright, we're going to set that to the side for now. We'll get back to it once we get to the actual Voltron mode. Okay, you've got his firing cannon. As you see, there's a peg here. Peg here, goes right on, no problem. Okay, comes with a missile, and the missile, it shoots. And let me be cautious to everybody, or at least give you a word of caution. These will shoot all the way across the room. These are not the small springs or whatnot. These have tensions, and these will shoot, and these will keep going. So you will lose them. So just be careful. Especially when we'll talk about the yellow lion here in a little bit. Alright, so let's go and take his missile off, his missile shooter off of him. Put it aside for now. We'll come back to it when we do the combined mode. So let's look at the green line. His head can turn left or right on a ratchet. His mouth, as you can see, it has a step ladder, and there's a little bit of it's like a laser blaster or something from there. These are spring loaded, so be careful with this. Okay, you cannot go up or down with this head, only side to side. But at least you can get a little bit of that. There is no neck articulation, so that's pretty sad. I wish they at least would have had that. At least I could look down. So, sorry about that. Okay, let's go on to his legs. Soft ratchet there. Another little soft ratchet. That feels like a hard ratchet in the foot. Okay. Definitely can move. Alright, to the back side. So, now that is a really hard ratchet, and I like that. Another one. Soft ratchet there. And then like this And you can see it here. That's really soft. And same thing. Ratchet, ratchet, soft ratchet, and another soft ratchet. I wish there was toys came with as many ratchets as this thing does. It would be lovely if a lot of the Transformers I got today had this amount of ratchets. This is a $17, $18 toy, and it's got more ratchets than I can find in a Masterpiece. That would be nice to see. Okay, we already went over the other arm. Same thing, similar. Let's talk about the paint a little bit. So as you can see on his face, he's got white paint here, a little black on his nose, silver, a little teal or blue turquoise highlights here. Got yellow in the eyes with a black around it. Not too bad. I mean, you can see a little bit of bleed over here, a little sloppy on that side. That's not so bad. Looking at the upper body, green on the inside here, the silver, which the silver does overlap. It's on top of green, so you can see, like over here, it's coming through a little bit. Okay, black plastic, more black plastic, gray. Okay, and I put yellow over the green paint here. Okay, talk about the tail. Tail is flexible like that. Rotates left to right, like that. But it's not a wire, so it won't stay in a fixed pose that long. You got some green and silver and blue on the tail. So, and that's pretty much it. As you can tell, the ones with the shorter tails are the arms, and the ones with longer tails, of course, you know, the legs. So, and there's a reason for that, because they're more compact in that perspective. So, we're going to set this to the side. When we get ready to combine mode, we'll combine it. So let me put this away. Alright, on to the red one. So the red one, it is almost identical to the green. And there's a reason for that, because they may use the same molds on it. So, head of course goes side to side, and a ratchet like that. Does not go up and down. Same thing with the arms. Soft ratchet there. A little bit harder. And a harder ratchet there. Really, really soft ratchet on that one. A little better. And I like the harder ones, like that, so to speak. The actual hold poses better. Of course, you've got his ice cannon. And it shoots. Like I said, all these weapons really shoot far, so you have to be careful. Okay. There is something I'm going to show you at the end, once I get done doing this initial review. I'll show you all the speeders and where they're located and they're kept together. Okay, so for Pete's sake, I'm just going to take this off right now, put it to the side, and we'll come back to that. Alright, as you can see, Jaws, he's got a little bit more paint on the inside than the green one did. They've got added a little bit of white there next to the teeth and on that. So that was a good little add they did. One thing I did notice that it's not consistent within a lot of these. The paint is really good where it's applied, but the problem is that there's a bleed over in some places as well. So, like you can tell the yellow here, a little bit of bleed right there. Of course the tail, red, silver, and blue. So, not bad. I mean, we have to remember the cost of these compared. Because I looked at the original price for the Voltron in the 1980s the other day, and those are $8 each, and that was 12 to 15 for the whole set, metal. So, yeah, we've definitely had some inflation happen in the last 30 years, which is to be normal. Alright, let's get on to the legs. So, legs definitely are a little bit different. So, I call this the loosey-goosey spirals of death. And the reason why, this is why. So there is no holders or little notches to keep all these discs in. So they'll just sit in there. So you put them in, 1, 2, 3. And so I left one out just so I could show you too. So it's a V. I mean, it's the Voltron emblem. So not too bad. So the biggest catch though, just pull this little red hammer back. Yeah, that's gonna poke somebody's eye out. You feel like you're the kid from a Christmas story. You're gonna shoot your eye out with that. So yeah, be careful with that one. Alright, let's go on and take this off, and I'll show you how it connects. And it's pretty easy. You got tab here, and it just lines up and snaps on. And you'll know when you got it on there. You'll hear that clap. That's how you know it is. So let's take it off for now, and we'll come back to it when we do the combine mode. Now, let's talk about yellow line here. So it has this little, I'm going to say, slider. And it's really, it can be slid in either combination. I always keep mine in the back with that held on to it. I like it. To me, it just seems a little bit better. When you do this combined form, you actually want to pull it forward, pull it up, and then the head will move up. And we'll show that when we get ready to do combination. Okay, let's look at his face a little bit. So as you can see, just like all the rest of them, and this spring is really big. I don't know if that's really coming up well, but this right here is actually all white on the inside. So they did a really good job of painting the whole inside of that, and then they put the actual ladder in there. And that is really spring loaded, so be careful. Alright, head, up, down, no side to side.